Have you ever wondered why your dog behaves strangely, like barking at its reflection in the mirror, starting to run frantically without sense, or licking its paws? In this video, I'll reveal the secrets behind 10 strange behaviors in dogs, starting right now. 1. Barking at its reflection in the mirror. Have you seen your dog barking at its reflection? I'll explain why dogs, especially puppies or in their first encounter with a mirror, think they're seeing another dog. A 2017 study from Barnard College revealed that dogs recognize themselves by smell, not by sight. In front of the mirror, your dog may exhibit behaviors like circling the mirror, trying to attack the reflection, or even growling. But when it realizes it doesn't smell anything, its interest diminishes. This is called habituation, and is a key process for their learning and memory. However, if your dog goes a long time without seeing a mirror, it may react again by barking at the reflection, in a lesser-known phenomenon called spontaneous recovery. But eventually, they'll stop barking when they realize it's pointless. 2. Licking your face. Contrary to popular belief, dogs don't usually lick other dogs' faces, only humans. This has a peculiar meaning. When they're puppies, they lick their mother's faces as a greeting, and in return, the mothers regurgitate food to feed them. I know, it may sound a bit gross, but it's what wolf pups, foxes, and wild dogs do with their mothers after hunting. This shows that dogs see us as their caretakers. Although your dog doesn't expect you to regurgitate food, licking your face is a sign that it trusts you for its care. Additionally, licking can be a way to gather information about what you've eaten, leveraging its keen sense of smell and taste. This behavior inherited from their ancestors is an instinctive form of survival. Thus, when your dog licks your face, it's not only seeking your affection, but also following an ancestral instinct. 3. Stretching when it sees you. Have you noticed that your dog stretches when you come home or when you pick up the leash? It's not just a simple stretch. Like us, dogs stretch to warm up their muscles. But when you appear, it's much more than that. In those moments, your dog is emotionally preparing for the fun and play that are about to come. This stretching is like its way of saying, "I'm ready for action." It's a sign of its excitement and anticipation before the moments of joy and activity that they know are coming. And now let's move on to another behavior that you'll surely recognize. 4. Running frantically. Has your dog ever started running like crazy around the house? That's called zoomies, or simply frenetic periods of random activity, and it's completely normal. According to the American Kennel Club, all dogs from puppies to seniors can do it. The reasons for this vary. It can be a way to release tension and anxiety, especially after stressful situations like a bath. Other times, it's a wild celebration after doing their business, or a way to escape from an uncomfortable situation. It can also be a demonstration of pure enthusiasm, for example, upon seeing a very special person. Zoomies are an explosion of energy and happiness, and a perfect opportunity for us to have fun with our furry friends. And now, let's move on to a rather unpleasant behavior. 5. Eating feces. Seeing your dog eating its feces can be quite unpleasant, but it's more common than you think. You shouldn't be alarmed or severely reprimand coprophagy. Although it's quite uncomfortable, it has its reasons. Puppies, for example, may do it by imitating their mother, who cleans the area this way. Or it may be an attempt to keep their space clean, as they initially do all their business indoors. But when it comes to adult dogs, the situation changes. It can be a request for attention, a sign of fear of punishment, stress, or boredom. The key is to understand why your dog is doing this and seek solutions by working with your veterinarian. And remember, never punish your dog for this. It's a response to a problem or a learned behavior. Now, let's move on to another quite entertaining behavior. 6. Bringing gifts. When your dogs bring a gift, whether it's their favorite toy, a shoe, or even a dirty sock, they're telling you something very special. They love you and trust you. Dogs are often quite possessive of their things, so if they decide to share something with you, it's a clear sign of their affection and trust. It may be their way of inviting you to play, getting your attention, or simply showing pride for their treasure. Remember, whatever they bring, from a toy to an intimate piece of clothing, they do it because they see you as an important member of their family. If you've made it this far into the video, it's because you love dogs just like I do. So I invite you to subscribe to the channel so that whenever I post a video about our furry friends, you'll know. Give the video a thumbs up so it appears to more people who want to learn, and tell me in the comments if you knew about these curiosities. I'll love reading all the comments. Now, let's continue with the video. 7. Sighing. Let me ask you a question. Have you ever heard your dog sigh? Mine does it from time to time and always catches my attention. It turns out that this sound can mean two very different things. On one hand, a sigh can be a sign of satisfaction and happiness, occurring after pleasant moments like a good playtime or a delicious meal. It's your dog's way of saying, "I'm happy and relaxed." On the other hand, a sigh can also be an expression of disappointment. If your dog is begging for food during dinner and doesn't succeed, this sigh could mean, "I give up." Thus, your dog's sighs are a window into their emotions, revealing whether they're fully satisfied or a bit disappointed. And the next behavior always makes me laugh a lot. 8. Sleeping on its back. Have you ever seen your dog sleeping on its back and found it very funny? This peculiar posture is actually a clever way for them to regulate their body temperature. Dogs, especially those with thick fur, are good at retaining heat, but may struggle to cool down. Their ability to sweat is very limited, and panting isn't compatible with deep sleep. By sleeping on their backs, they expose the underside of their bodies, where the fur is thinner or even non-existent, which helps them release heat more easily. Additionally, on hot days, they'll seek out cool spots or drafts to lie down and lower their temperature. But when it comes to puppies, this position may be more accidental, as they probably fell asleep suddenly after intense play. Now let's move on to the next point. 9. Waiting outside the bathroom, or simply resting outside the bathroom while you're inside. This isn't necessarily a sign of anxiety, it's an expression of their pack instinct. Dogs are social creatures that in nature live and move in groups. By waiting outside the bathroom, your dog is practicing this pack behavior, wanting to be very close to you. Unless it shows signs of anxiety like panting or scratching at the door, this behavior is simply its way of keeping you in its pack, demonstrating that it sees you as an important member of its group. 10. Excessively licking its paws. The act of excessively licking paws in dogs is a behavior you shouldn't ignore. Although licking is part of their individual care routine, doing it intensely or focusing on just one paw can be a warning sign. It can indicate anything from a minor injury, like a cut or blister, to more serious issues like allergies or parasite infections. If you notice this behavior, check your dog's paws carefully. In fact, dogs that constantly lick their paws may have a deep wound between two toes. And if you don't find anything visible, it could also be dermatitis caused by allergies to certain chemicals or foods. Additionally, constant licking can also be a sign of boredom or anxiety. Make sure to provide them with enough exercise and stimulating toys to keep them busy. If the problem persists, consult your veterinarian for proper diagnosis and treatment. Now that you know these 10 curiosities about our beloved canines, I believe you'll also like to know 8 things that dogs love the most. And in this video that's here on the screen, I talk about exactly that. Click on the screen and continue with me in the incredible world of dogs.